Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Wow, I am still in shock, Robin.
Yeah.
DRG dropping a game there, of course, to Hart. Players getting ready to go. The next map going to be dual site. You know, you and I were talking really, looking back at the replay there, and the critical moment we feel was absolutely that harass on that fourth.
Yeah, that was the whole game plan, the whole entire time for Hart. He was constantly saying, I'm not going to allow him to get up to 4 bases on me. I'm not going to allow him to have a base above me. Constantly harassing it, having drops come in. His second drop, he actually had it wait until the actual hatchery finished off, which was so darn smart. Didn't give DRG the chance to actually cancel it. And at that point, there was actually lings of mutas underneath his natural, so he was looking to be aggressive, but DRG had to come all the way back home. So yeah, the whole game plan, that whole entire game was the fourth. So look for Hart, and we're going to see what his game plan is for DRG and this matchup. I also want to kind of point out something. The map was dual site, and all weekend long, every time I've seen a Zerg lose game, the follow-up is either going to be Metalopolis or dual site, and I find dual site to be better for aggressive Zerg, so I'm really looking for DRG to be aggressive here. Here he is, spawning in the top right corner. It's going to be our red Zerg player, DRG, as you were actually talking about a little bit earlier on, recent winner of the GOM TV Cup. He took out, or GSL, he took out
Genius.
Yeah. I believe that was 4-2, if I remember
Genius
correctly.
actually made carriers, and I don't care how smart you are, that is a bad decision, but doesn't factor in here because we have here in the southwest corner Complexity Gaming's Hart.
Yep. Well, DRG coming off second place in the Winter Arena a few weeks ago as well to Marine King Prime. Definitely wants to get through this series so he can get his revenge back against Marine King Prime. He's going to have a hard time here because Hart has definitely been putting on a show the whole entire weekend. So impressed with game number 1 from him, as it looks like he is throwing at racks in this top right corner. Really allows him to do a couple possibilities here. And actually, was that I think that was a 13 racks, so okay, nothing too crazy. He can float it on down and see if he's going to make a second racks in a second or not. And there goes another SEV. Will he be replacing the racks down here? Yes, so he's going to have 2 racks being thrown up, and we're going to see if DRG will be scouting it. And look, he has sent out a scout. I believe that's actually a 12 drone scout, so he will get an idea of whether or not the 2 racks will be coming. Oh, yeah, and it's extended series, so apparently DRG is currently 2-1. Oh, nice, cool.
So that means, of course, Hart still has work to do here.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll settle for second, to be honest. He can be very, very proud of everything he's accomplished in this event thus far. If it all ended right now, he could go home a happy guy. But, however, as fearsome as a competitor as Hart has proven to be, I don't think he will settle for anything but the championship.
Well, it looks like DRG has scouted both racks, so he does know that 2 racks is on the way. Now, it was a 13-14 rack, so it's nothing where Hart has to do too much damage. He's hoping to, but this can be definitely an eco build for him. So look for him to play this very, very safe and nothing too aggressive if he can't get anything out of DRG. Right now, he'd be very content for a couple spine cars and a little bit too many lings. Looking over to DRG, he has gotten the 15 hatchery. He's followed up with a pull, has forgone gas, not really wanting to go for any type of tech route right now. He wants to make sure he defends his early game just fine and comes out ahead with drones.
And that is the game plan for DRG. Obviously, you know, DRG in the last game, really unfortunate getting his mutas caught as well.
Yeah.
Crossing by those Marines, and a couple of engagements that really didn't go his way. But those Marine splits out of Hart were so very impressive. Able to retain enough of the force to go down and kill that fourth. I just want to reference that again because that is so easier said than done, and man, Hart made that look easy.
Yeah, that's one of the things about going for the meta playstyle and now grabbing infestors a little bit earlier on. It's just a little bit harder to grab Marines if your opponent's very active with their Marines. And you saw right there, Hart is very active with Marines and does very nice splits. And at that point, you can really just take out Bailings. And once the Bailings are killed off, you can actually take on Lings and mutas if you have a couple siege takes left over. So great job from Hart. But it looks like, ooh, DRG's going to go ahead and go for the counter aggressiveness here. Going to go ahead and go straight to the natural. Looking for maybe an expansion. If there was one here, maybe kill off the SCV or even start pelting away on it. He's going to look into the main though, and it looks like Hart has a supply depot wall up, but what he's effectively done is made sure that no Marines are coming his way. Throw up a spine collar for safety measures, but overall, he should be feeling pretty safe at the moment.
For sure, Robin. That's right. And going to just go ahead and tag up at the Zalnaga, so we will see this small contingent of Marines on the way. Both players, I feel, playing off adrenaline, but however, DRG, being that he has just recently won a Code S title.
Holy moly.
I feel like still has that sort of calm, collected championship mentality where he's comfortable, he's in his element, and I don't think Hart's really rattled him at all yet.
Yeah, I like what Hart's doing here as well. He's taking 5 Marines. He's actually literally almost the only unit he has on the field. He's being aggressive with them. He's making DRG pull back, having him stay on his side of the map, while he behind it expands with 2 command centers. Getting in a great position here, actually, where the Marines get a nice amount of pellet shots off on top of these drones. Looks like he has killed off, I believe, 2 there. 4 drones in total. And I'll take that trade any day. 5 Marines for 4 drones, and a lot of lings being created as well.
And there's the indirect damage that you're referring to, absolutely, and that's what you want to do. So, you may say, well, 4 drones, what's the real big deal there? When you combine that with the fact that he had to stop droning and make units, that is that indirect damage, those kind of things that slow down players like DRG. It's absolutely critical that that gets done.
Hart is so confident. He is literally taking his third and already expanding to the top left corner. He's expecting DRG not to scout that area. 2 lings do come to the natural, and he sees, okay, this is a normal expansion timing. I see a bunker going up. This is pretty normal. I should be feeling pretty good about it. And it looks like at the same time, lings will be coming down, and there is an overlord, but it's stopped in the top left corner. This third could go unnoticed.
We saw a similar build here, actually at Arena, and DRG did become aware of it. That is going to morph to a planetary. I think it's only a matter of time before he sends actually that overlord down to get more information. The question, Robin, will be how much time will it take before he does discover that third?
The normal timing for a scout, if you know your opponent is expanded, is around 7:15 to 7:45, and it's already 8:30 at the moment. It looks like he has no intention whatsoever of actually going for that scout, and if he does, it's going to be way late. That command center is going to pay for itself, or the planetary fortress now is going to pay for itself. He's going to have a decent amount of economies, and at 3 SCVs at a time, DRG is going to find himself behind with just 2 bases. This is so interesting. Level 1 melee attacks, level 1 carapace on the way. We do have evolution chambers and a lair queued up here, so DRG looking for that. It looks like most likely Ling Infestor. I do say that, but last time we actually had double upgrades, and he went from Mutas into Bailey. Yeah. So interesting what we're going to be having.
It's one of the things where Infestor may have been a good choice for the map, and knowing that his opponent knows that, he went Muta. So there's so much gamesmanship, and they think on such a different level here than your standard ladder match that it's really a lot of misdirection. Oh, and the Ling's gonna find it.
Oh, if now he finds it, and he's gonna be like, "Wait a minute, you have snuck this on me, you sneaky little rascal."
You,
yeah, you. And so
Hart.
He's gonna go ahead and throw a hatchery down. I would like to even see a 4th up in the top left corner. Go for your own sneaky base down the bottom right corner. This is kind of peculiar at this time in the game for a Zerg to go for that base. So
if you've noticed one thing about Hart, though, is he is so active around the map. It's going to be very hard to try to ninja a base against Hart.
Definitely got to try, but yeah, I agree with you. I feel like Hart has literally been all over the place whenever he has a few Marines in the field that he can maneuver around. Ling's now going for a bit of a counterattack, heading straight to the natural. Won't be able to do much. He's just constantly prodding, looking for the army, and he sees nothing here, which could let him know that some aggression might be on the way. Hart's been doing a good job of holding this Zelnaga in the top left corner, constantly contending for it. Not really caring about the bottom right, but he just wanted to make sure that he sees anything going for his third, which I love. I love how much he's been on top of that. Infestation Pit has now been thrown down for DRG, so it looks like he is going for the Infestor Ling build, actually going for a build that I actually saved for once. So thank you, DRG. And then, of course, looking over into the main, what do we have here from Hart in terms of production?
It looks like you got some siege tanks rolling out there. Stim about halfway finished. And, that is really going to be indicative of when he's going to want to start to get aggressive. Nothing Hart does, it will scan ahead, take back a lot of that creep, start to peel a lot of that creep back toward DRG.
And you know what? With this third planetary fortress gone up, look how close he is to DRG. This is this point whenever you see Zerg's really starting to pull ahead, 15 to 20 drones, and he's only ahead by 10, which is not too much.
And when you factor in mules behind that as well, Robin, the economies are going to be so close. And as you know, rule of thumb for Zerg, you always want to be up a base against your opponent, be it Protoss or Terran.
Yeah, and with this extra economy they has coming in, look at all these upgrades, all this production constantly coming in from Hart. This was a bit of a high-risk, high-reward play. If that command center was scattered and it got taken down, he could find himself behind, but with it getting up, planetary fortress up and ready to go, it's paid for itself, and he is reaping the benefits from it. DRG knows he's in a bit of a weird situation, and because of him being in a situation where it's actually kind of behind, you don't see what Zerg normally does on this map. A lot of run-bys, a lot of attacks, a lot of taking units out.
A lot of Chef-esque counters with Lings, absolutely. So here we go, going to move in with these Lings. Stim going down, though, as it has just completed, and you know what? Perfect time for Stim to complete these builds, working out so very good right now for Hart.
Hart is so good, man. I'm impressed more and more every time I watch him play.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to go ahead and get ready for fourth. He's clearing out any lings that might possibly
I'm not going to lie to you, Robin. I was a little bit biased in the first game toward DRG.
Yeah.
I really was. The first game we casted here in the extended series, I was a little biased toward DRG, and I thought, you know what? Hart's. I'm not going to call it luck because it's obviously skill, but when is this guy going to run out of gas?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like anytime soon. The guy's amazing, but there we go, lands a big fungal there.
This is how you get yourself into the game. You get great engagements, and you take off huge patches of Marines with your infestors. That's one of the great things about infestors. It can become very cost effective for you. It's one of the Zerg units that actually allow you to be like that, unlike the Baneling, but that relies on getting good hits. At the same time, there is a drop in the top left corner, and it looks like, oh, actually some Marines that walked up there trying to get the hatchery, but DRG will clean it up in time.
They did it the old-fashioned way. We don't need no medevacs. We'll just hoof it.
We'll just waltz our way right over there.
Waltz, just going to
stay away from the poop or goo.
The whole way over.
Looking down the fourth, it looks like we do have a total of 8 gases here on the field here. So DRG is getting to a point where he's going to have a lot of gas available to him, and he's actually going for fast ultras. He's already finished a hive. He saw basically Hart playing greedy, but he can play greedier, and he just went ahead with for as much tech as possible. Already 3-3 already on the way, actually beating him in upgrades. Link's now running straight to the main. A command center does fall down, and he's going to love that trade there for him.
Absolutely, and you can see right now just posturing with these lings all over the map. Infestors joining in as well, saving up some critical energy there. The creep sped absolutely immaculate right now for DRG.
Doing things that he needs to do to make sure that if he is behind, he can still win with having vision and, of course, great cost-effective trades. DRG doing very, very fantastic here. Ultralisk has finished up. Looks like we have the chitinous plating on the way. And, ooh, and actually an engagement now coming in the middle of the map here. Siege tanks are unsieged, Tumba, and that is not good here for Hart. And the Lees get the full surround, and there goes the siege tanks.
You know what we call that? No bueno.
That's right, man. That's right. Adding some Spanish into our language. We don't even care, man. It looks like a couple of infestors will pull on back, and all the lings there, definitely. I would trade that trade any day. A lot of lings for a number of siege tanks. Heck yeah, he did lose a couple of infestors, but the siege tanks, there's one on the field now, and he's going to love that. Okay, a second, a third one, but those just came on out. Got to keep that number low, and he knows it. Looking over, do we have a fourth on the way for Hart? He does. It is being created. Remember, it was delayed because it was sniped earlier on, and it looks like DRG is getting ready to move out again, and he sees this composition moving on his creep.
Absolutely. It's one of the great things about creep is it adds that vision. But hold that thought, Robert, as we see big fungal going down and surrounded by the lings. Just going to nom on those Marines all day. So right now, DRG is in the position he likes to be in, maxed out.
DRG doing very, very nice here. Every single engagement that's happened has been on his terms, and he's always gotten the better end of it. Banelings are placed around the map, so keep out an eye on for these, and it looks like this potential third could be in trouble. Now watch, the Marines will be coming up here, so we'll keep an eye on that on the mini-map, so we might see a Baneling hit, and it looks like a fungal does go down the SBs. Now look at the Banelings. They are selected currently at the moment. Is it going to blow up? No, the Marines didn't walk over them, but the planetary fortress did fall down.
Yes, kind of like London Bridge.
Yeah.
And you can see just devastates that command center there, and also adding another hatchery behind it, but as well, Hart going to try to expand with another engagement here, another fungal lands, and man, this infestor play right now, just very, very effective out of DRG.
Keeping the siege tank number low, DRG forces the GG from Hart. The series now goes 3-1 in DRG's favor. Only needs to win one more to go ahead and advance to the finals. But very, very nice play there from DRG. Not panicking when Hart actually seemed to have the lead going from the early into the mid game with having that early planetary fortress down. This
is some of the best StarCraft I've ever seen playing right now. What a great backstory this MLG has provided as well with Hart. Of course, DRG coming off that loss at Arena wants to come in here and win the Winter Championship.
He wants the revenge.
Yeah, he wants the revenge match, absolutely. So we got more good StarCraft action coming up for you just shortly as we get these games set up. I'm Tumba.
And I'm Robin. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.